Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana and I'm your Esty with the Bestie. Today we will be discussing the difference between laser versus IPL. Both aesthetic treatments are so great for in the clinic room and both use light to target different chromophores, whether it being hemoglobin, which is the blood in our skin, the vessels, or the water in our skin, or pigmentation. So depending on what we want to focus on targeting, we would either use IPL or laser, and we would discuss that in this video a little more, and that way we're educating ourselves to understand what is the difference and why we choose those treatments, and you can maybe make that decision with your dermatologist or your provider as well. So before we begin talking about the difference between the treatments, I want to discuss the different skin types and skin tones. In the aesthetic industry, we use something called the Fitzpatrick or Fitzgerald scale skin typing. And what this is, it's a guideline to help the estheticians and dermatologists out there to stay in the safety protocols. We use it to categorize each individual's skin tone and basically use it as the guideline to set our machines at certain levels and choosing the different levels in our treatments so we aren't doing any harm to each individual. Essentially, we also use ethnicity in their background to choose and categorize their skin type, and this is because we want to be able to do less harm. We want to be able to stay on the safe side of things instead of doing harm to each person, because people come here and come into the treatment room to do things to better their skin, to boost their confidence, and to make sure we're bettering their skin. So we want to make sure we use the right settings and not burn their skin or do any harm, because that will definitely scare them away. So let's get talking about IPL and laser. Now that we discussed the Fitzpatrick scale and understand it a little more, let's move on to IPL. It's an acronym that stands for Intense Pulse Light. It uses light to really target those chromophores, and essentially it's more broad spectrum. And so what that means, it's less targeting and less focused, so you may need more treatments. It is a little less expensive than laser treatments because most dermatologists use laser for targeting skin concerns and whatnot. But we typically focus on Fitzpatrick's 1 to 4 when it comes down to IPL. Sometimes 5, but it's play it safe and do less harm, so Fitz 1 to 4. If it's not with pigmentation, sometimes we can do 4 to 6, sometimes 7, but we try to stay away and stay clear of that. So if you are doing hair removal and you are Fitzpatrick 4 to 6 and you are looking for treatments out there, you definitely want to call them when calling them and making a consultation. You want to ask, is it an IPL? Because IPL essentially, because it's targeting pigmentation when it comes down to hair removal, it can really do harm. It can burn you. So most clinics who use IPL out there will advertise it for laser, and that's why it's so important for people who are Fitzpatrick 4 to 7 or higher to ask if it's an IPL or a laser. Moving on to laser, it's an acronym that stands for Light Amplification by Stimulated Emission of Radiation. Whew, that was a mouthful. Okay, so unlike IPL, it uses a monochromatic spectrum. So what that means, it uses one wavelength to penetrate into the skin. So it's more concentrated, it's more focused, more targeting. So it's a lot more effective than IPL, which means less treatments or sessions coming back. Also, could be more pricier though, a little more expensive because the machine itself is a lot more expensive. Can be more downtime, but The energy is more controlled with laser, and that's one thing I really love, and a lot of dermatologists love. This one helps target all Fitzpatrick's types, so it's really safe for people with higher Fitz types like 4 to 7, which is really great because it doesn't just target the pigment in the skin. We can adjust the settings to target something like a different chromophore that helps treat the concern. So that is always great. So this one helps target acne, any deep set wrinkles and fine lines, helps with rosacea or any redness, helps with pigmentation, hair removal. It's so good. There's different types of lasers in there, and that will be another video. So I hope this video is very educational and insightful for those who don't really understand, because I know there's a lot of controversial talk about IPL and laser. Again, people with higher Fitzpatrick type, please be careful out there. Ask the right questions if it's IPL or laser. You are doing hair removal, which is targeting pigment with IPL, and that is what you have in your skin, more melanin, and that is what it's going to target. So it's going to cook your skin if you use IPL. So definitely choose someone with laser. It's a more pricier, but it's more effective and less treatments necessary. Thank you so much for watching and sharing my video. I hope this is super educational, and I can't wait to be back for our next one. See you guys in the next one. Bye!